Hi, hello everyone, welcome to Healing Journeys. I'm Christelle Achia. On this channel, I share content related to indigenous knowledge systems, more specifically African knowledge systems. The word for this video is community, or if you prefer, togetherness. Well, I will use the two. I'm sure that you have already heard or read somewhere that it is important to be in community, especially in difficult times and when you want to heal, when you want to feel better, if you want to have a balanced life, communities are important. And maybe you have been triggered by that. Maybe you also wonder how you can be in community, what it means, uh, what can it look like, and so on. I've been there. Personally, I used to be really triggered by this word community uh, because of many events that happened for me in like my family, but also with other people and so on. And I would say I was even like a bit obsessed by this idea of community. I really wanted to be in community. I wanted to have my community. I wanted to be part of groups and so on. But well, it didn't really happen for various reasons. And so it is something that I've been processing a lot for a long time. And it has been really interesting for me to look at this question from various perspectives. First, I think it is important to acknowledge that different people have different perspectives on what a community is and what a community is not. So if you are if you are surrounded by people from different cultural background who have very different upbringings, especially in different parts of the world, or even people speaking different languages, this can definitely affect their perceptions, their perspectives on communities, togetherness, and what it is supposed to look like. So I would say a first thing is to discuss it, right? And if you cannot have even the space to discuss what a community could be, how it could be for you and for the other person or the other people, well, I think it's going to be quite difficult to have like a community. Maybe a second point is also to acknowledge that a community is something that you can create, and that is something that grows with like time and also with how much effort you put in the community, in the togetherness, like it's a process. And I think it's very important to highlight that you can create your community. So, and it can include various people. And I would like to encourage you to like be open-minded about that. By that I mean the why I'm saying that, what I have in background is like we often see examples of community as family, friendship circles, I don't know, colleagues, neighbors, or when you're part of an NGO or any kind of institution or any kind of volunteer organizations and so on. These are often the examples that we see and that are presented, introduced as communities, right? I would like to highlight here that you can really create your own community, and it doesn't have to be part of or to be one of the groups that I have mentioned. Like, we need to be I mean, it's an invitation to be creative, to be open when it comes to community. Um, Community can be like something that looks like you first, and also that welcome you as you are. I would say that is very important. And it doesn't have to be, um, how can I say that? It doesn't have to be that all the members of those community of your community interact with each other. Like, you can create your community in a place where you are the one interacting with all the different actors of this community. I'm not sure if it's quite understandable for you. I'm going to try to give you some examples here. Maybe you are living alone, maybe you don't have friends or colleagues or family members or and so on. But I'm sure that you are still interacting with people, right? These people could be your, I don't know, medical assistant, doctors, people at your favorite bakery, favorite cafe, favorite restaurant, shop, or maybe you're taking a bus every day and you interact with the same driver or a couple of drivers, or I don't know, cleaning people in your building where you live or where you work, or someone at the park where you usually go. Maybe you just go there once a week, but you see this person again and again. Like, think of people that you see on regular basis. Regular basis doesn't mean that it has to be every day or even every week. It can be once a month, twice, I don't know, every 2 months or twice a month, and so on. But people that you see regularly and that you have been creating interactions, relationships with these people. And by doing that, you are building a community actually for yourself. Maybe now it's a bit more clear what I was trying to do, to explain, sorry. So you see that with that example, you are the one meeting all these people, like the driver, the person at the cafe, the person at the park, the person, I don't know, in your fitness studio maybe, or your hairdresser, maybe, I don't know, your dentist, or makeup artist, or I don't know, nails artist, maybe if you're going there like weekly or twice a month and so on. So all these people, they can be part of your community. They may not know each other, right? But you know all of them. So they are part of your community. And you already know that if you need, I mean, it can seem basic, but it is still important. If you need like support for your nails, you can go to your nail studio. If you need support for your hair, you can see your hairdresser. If you need support for, I don't know, at the fitness studio, you have someone you can ask questions about how you can train, how you can use this device, and so on, right? So, uh, all of these people, they're on their way bringing to you like some kind of support. And I think this is what it is important to acknowledge, because what you find in community and togetherness is interactions and support. And you, by going there, by going to their places, you are also bringing them support, financial support, when you're going to the nail studio, when you're going to the fitness studio, and so on, right? So imagine a hairdresser. If there is no clients, like no one is going to the hairdresser, well, it's going to be stressful for them. But just by knowing that they have like a regular client, someone like you who is coming weekly or monthly, they know that, oh, at least this person is going to come. At least I will have this financial support. So this is a kind of community. And I think it's very important to acknowledge and to pay attention to that. If you find yourself in a position where you don't necessarily have family members with you, colleagues, because maybe you're working as a freelancer or you're working remotely, and your colleague, you just like briefly know them by exchanging mails or whatever, like Zoom call and so on. All these other people, like at the bakery, imagine a bakery where no one is going, but a bakery where they know that, oh, at least daily this person is coming. Like they know that every day they will like receive some money because you are going there buying something. It's a support. It's also very important for them, and for you it's also important you have interaction with them, and you are sure that every day you're going to receive like some food that you like and that you need and that your body needs. So all these interactions are very important. And I think it's very important to acknowledge that when we think of community. So being in community, in togetherness, it is also paying attention to all these interactions, these people that can seem normal or that we take for granted. This is very important. And it may maybe seem very far from African perspective, but actually it is not. Because these daily, or let's say repeated interaction that you have, it is also at the center of this Ubuntu philosophy that I'm sure you have already heard about. It is at the center of like togetherness, of interdependent interaction, interdependent relationships. And this is what we want to build when we think of community, when we think of togetherness. So I would like to invite you, to encourage you to rely on those interactions, those people that you have already in your existence, in your life, even when if you don't have like friendships, you don't have any romantic relationships, any colleagues, any I don't know, family members, neighbors that you can interact with, uh, any of this kind of community. It is already important to look at what we already have and the people who are already supporting us. This topic is very, I would say, important to me, and I'm sure that I will come back again with more content, more videos about that, also because I have more to share about that. I would like to talk about community, togetherness, and our perception of how we are building them nowadays, what they are, and how they used to be in a, let's say, native or indigenous way in African societies, African civilizations. And how so colonial interactions, different, the various types of colonizations have also impacted communities and togetherness, not only physically, but even in our perceptions and perspectives on community, togetherness, and interactions. Maybe it's going to be like in a coming video, or maybe I will share another type of content. But for today, that was it. I wish you well, wish to see you soon. Let's take care of each other and of ourselves.